the season, 44 yards or less. Point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
They have one more win than Chicago, and they literally beat Chicago in Week 17, and yet the Niners are on the road and the Bears are at home. Why? Because of an outdated rule that says, well, winning your division is the holy grail. Rewarding an 8-win division winner with a home playoff game is like giving the corner office to the guy who won the office fantasy pool instead of the guy who actually closed the accounts all year.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
It's going to open up Pandora's box, but I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today. Only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Okay, it's Friday. Somehow, somewhere we made it. Welcome to another edition of the Craig Carton Show. I got laryngitis, so we're just going to have to suck that up for the next 60 minutes, which means there's an actual chance that my main man, Tyrone A. Johnson, is going to talk a little bit more today.
Wow.
Let me check Kalshi on that. Kalshi says... No, he won't.
What? Come on.
Yeah, that's what Kalshi says. I went to Kalshi. Kalshi's a prediction market.
What's the other one?
Polymarket.
Yeah, Polymarket says
Let
yes.
me go to Polymarket.
Yeah, let's see that one.
Polymarket's odds on Tyrone talking more today. Yeah, no.
You know what?
Either.
They wouldn't pay anyway. So
no, they were not.
They wouldn't pay anyway.
That's right. We did not invade Venezuela.
Somehow the dictator and his wife ended up in America.
Yeah, we did. We ordered Uber.
Yeah, they just showed up.
We did. All right, we got a great show for you today as we come to the end of the week here on the Craig Carton Show. And last night for me was one of those nights where you feel blessed to be a sports fan. Like, I don't know what you did last night if you're not a sports fan. I don't know what was on television that you watch. I'm not sure what the latest Netflix craze is. All I know is that last night at 7:30, obviously game started closer to 8 o'clock, but at 7:30, I was locked in and loaded. And I got a gift last night. As much as we're waiting for the NFL playoffs to start tomorrow, and then Sunday, and then Monday night, we as sports fans got a gift. Miami, Ole Miss was one of the great college football games, and the fact that it determined who goes to the championship game a week from Monday was everything we love about sports. Crazy plays, bad refereeing, questionable refereeing, turnovers, turnover opportunities that were dropped, clutch plays by quarterbacks, one-handed catches by ridiculous wide receivers. I just want to thank the University of Miami and Ole Miss. I have no rooting interest other than my kids went to Miami, so of course I wanted Miami to win, so I guess I did have rooting interest in the game. But I don't gamble on the game. I didn't go to either school. And I was able to watch that game as a pure football fan. And here's the question for you. Should the referees have thrown the flag on the final play of the game and called pass interference on the on the Miami defense?
I'm going to say yes.
Wow.
I'm going to say yes, but I like to look a lot of times at the letter of the law and the spirit of the law.
Okay, go.
Okay? The letter of the law, absolutely throw the flag because he did make contact while the ball was in the air.
He was holding the guy's inside, his pads.
Right.
For a good 5 or 6 yards. Now, to be fair, the wide receivers also got his arm extended into the defensive back. Go ahead.
And then the other part is it was a catchable enough ball. It wasn't a crazy, it's in the end.
Yeah, it wasn't 10 yards out of the end.
Right.
That's right.
By the spirit, though, was there contact when the player did it impede him from making a play on the ball? In my opinion, I say no. It did not impede him on making a play on the ball, in my opinion. So by the letter of the law, you throw the flag. By the spirit, I don't think so.
Yeah, it was an interference. Yeah, it probably was.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't make the call.
I agree.
Because I hate when officials dictate the outcome of games. That'll be fair. If it's a pass interference, it should be called no matter what time we are in the game. But here's the real reason why I'm happy they didn't throw the flag there. Because I thought the officials screwed Miami twice before that.
Yes.
And I thought they screwed Miami on the targeting call, which I did not think was targeting at all.
I agree with that.
I just thought it was a good play, and that ball was nowhere near being caught on the third down play, which extended the drive and then allowed Chambliss to throw the touchdown pass. The kid played money great, and I feel terrible for that kid that's how his NFL college career might come to an end. He's appealing to get one more year, of course, to play at Ole Miss. So I thought the referees butchered that one.
That's fair. And it put Miami on that touchdown play without both of their starting corners. They're both
They got hurt.
Yeah, one guy got hurt, the other guy's targeting. So now on a big play that could have been a game-deciding play, they're without both starting corners.
Yeah, and then on the third down play on the second to last drive for Ole Miss, when they called pass interference on the slant play on third down, and it was like third and long, I thought that was another egregious call.
I agree.
And the thing that bothers me the most, maybe the guys downstairs can give me a name, because I forget the guy's name. I'm so sick and tired of broadcast going to their in-studio official expert, right, to let us know, do you agree with the call or not? Because the clown that was doing it last night was horrendous. Yeah. First off, he agreed with every single call that the officials made. And on the one call, the targeting call that went against Ole Miss that they reviewed, and they rightfully so overturned it because it was not targeting. When they first called the targeting and they go to their rules expert, the guy goes, total targeting. Yeah, kick him out of the game. That was headhunting. And we're like, what are you talking about? Right. It wasn't targeting at all. And I thought they did a good job overturning it.
They did.
And then when they overturn it, the guy tried to come up with some weird excuse for why all of a sudden
if you look,
it's not targeting.
Yeah, if you look a little closer, you can see on this. I didn't see this angle before. They're a waste in the NFL. It was worse last night because they don't want to call out the brethren in their
which is the whole point of having a guy there. It's a guy that used to do it, a guy that's an expert on the rules, and a guy that should tell us that what you and I see with our own eyes, we're seeing.
Right.
So if you and I watch a play, and let's say we're diametrically opposed, you like one team, I like the other team.
Right.
But you and I can look at a video, and we can agree on that was or was not X,
whatever it was, right.
The purpose of having the ex-official in the booth is to confirm for us what we saw.
Exactly.
It's not going to change the call on the field because he's not on the field. But it's nice every once in a while to have a guy say, I got to tell you guys, I do not agree with that call. That's the purpose of it.
It is.
That guy did the opposite.
He did the opposite. He also could explain, here maybe I disagree with it, but here's maybe why the refs called it this way.
Right.
But they never do that.
This is what we're taught. This is why.
Instead, they just rubber stamp. Those guys on the field are always right, and we know they're not always right.
Yes.
We know that.
So now Miami gets a home game in the national championship. Now, I know a lot of people are saying that. Let me walk you through that. Students at Miami do not go to Miami football games because the stadium is nowhere near their campus.
Yes, far, yeah.
They might watch games on TV. They might do the one game a year bit, like the whole fraternity goes and, they tailgate and all that nonsense. But there's this, look, it's going to be 80% Miami, regardless of who gets in between Indiana and Oregon, because the game is in Miami. But this is not your typical college, home field advantage situation, because Miami kids do not go to regular season Miami football games. Are they going to go to this game? Obviously, which brings me to this. It costs about $70,000 a year for your kid to go to Miami?
Well, you would know.
Okay.
It's that expensive.
My kids had financial aid, so we got some help.
Okay.
But the reality is that it is $70,000 a year to go to Miami.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
Okay. What do you think it costs right now to get into the championship game now that Miami has made it on the secondary ticket market?
I mean, it has to be over.
I'll give you a hint. Let me give you a hint.
Yeah.
Before Miami won last night and were guaranteed playing in that game, the get-in price was $3,500.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, so I'm going to now say, I mean, it's got to cost $5,000. I'm guessing that if you say $3,500,
Higher,
now
Bob.
they win.
Available tickets right now in the secondary market. I'm just going to tell you, it's over $10,000 a ticket.
A ticket.
A ticket. A single ticket.
And nobody's going to go by
the
themselves.
Way, there are $12,000 tickets available for standing room only spots, meaning no seat. That's happening right now.
Well,
in Miami.
Well, the good thing about Florida is there'll be a lot of people there who can afford that, but none of them are students. But there are people in Florida with a bunch of money.
It's going to be sold out.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's going to be people, a lot of kids that went to Miami from New York, and they've got enough money because they're finance kids, and they're going to want to go to the game, or their parents are going to get them tickets and airfare and all that crap.
But
so Miami
not regular
is
students, but not regular students.
No, regular students can't afford that.
No way in hell.
No. My kids can't afford it.
No.
And they're asking.
Well, of course they're
Yeah.
asking.
Daddy, if Daddy's in sports, why can't he get us tickets?
Okay, so you
Yeah, because Daddy doesn't make that kind of money.
2 kids.
And Daddy's not dropping $5,000 on a ticket for you to watch a football game. And here's what I told both of my kids. I was like, hey, Dad, can you get us tickets?
Yeah.
I say this to both my children. Sonny, my son, Mickey, my daughter. I said, how many games did you go to when you were a senior at Miami? The answer, none.
None.
Well, then you're not going now. Wow. That's called good parenting. Thank you very much. Much more coming up right after this. None.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan, I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of his availability and consistency. It's Jalen Brunson due to his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
By the way, Cauchy yesterday took in $48.3 million in predictions on the Miami Ole Miss game. And as much as I happen to like Michael Irvin a lot, and I know him a little bit, I wouldn't say that we're friends, we're not, but we're friendly. And if we see each other, it's a high five type of thing. How you been, that kind of thing. And I love the fact that Michael Irvin is a real fan and went to Miami, and he's from Florida and all that stuff. But Michael Irvin has become the Spike Lee of the Miami Hurricanes program. taking his clothes off, taking the belt off, doing the fake whip thing, that whole thing.
Yeah.
And he's in the end zone, like for one of the final drives of the game, standing next to the Ibis guy, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what kind of sideline pass does Michael Irvin get where my man's standing in the end zone?
Right.
In the end zone, doing the Ray Lewis dance as Miami's driving down the field.
Yeah, it's a little out of bounds. Like it's not like McConaughey in Texas. They put him on the sideline. They put him on the sideline, and he stays. After a score, he reacts, but he doesn't go being all demonstrative.
No, he doesn't make it about him.
Right.
Like, we know he's a big Texas fan.
Right.
We know he's famous.
Right.
He's at a lot of the games. He's on the sideline, and he's not near the coach.
No.
He's not getting in a scrum with the guys. He's watching the game as a fan.
Right.
And he's a celebrity. He gets some special privileges, right?
Right.
Michael Irvin's like the 12th man on the field.
Yeah, like they should almost be able to flag him.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you're breaking the rules. You should be on the field
Get out
here.
of the box.
Right. Like, he should be cutting it out. And also, where's Luke at? Luther Campbell, I haven't seen on the sideline like that. He's the OG Miami guy, not Michael Irvin.
I think Luther Campbell might have died.
Nah, Luther Campbell couldn't.
Yeah, I think Luther Campbell might have passed away.
There's no way. From Luke Fest, that can't be.
Yes.
Hold on. I'm
You
got
gotta
to
check that out. I think
There's
Luther
no
Campbell
way,
passed away.
Uncle Luke?
Yeah.
Nah, hold on.
I've not seen Luther
He's
Campbell.
alive.
No, I think he died.
I'm looking at it. He's alive.
I think he passed away.
He's alive from 2 Live Crew. He was the OG.
I know who he is. I think he died.
The last 2 times Miami, in the 80s and then in the 2000s when they were elite. The number one super fan at that time that you would see
Luther Campbell.
was Luther Campbell.
Yes.
And he's alive, and now I'm seeing Michael Irvin. Where's Luke at?
I think Luther Campbell might have resurrected himself like Nas, and he calls himself something else right now or something like that. I think he found the Lord or something like that.
I'm just saying I haven't seen him. I hope he's okay, because it's weird for me, being my age, to see Miami and look at the sidelines and not see Luke.
I'm with you on that. And final thing on the final play of the game, so these guys can put it out, and we'll continue being the most viewed social media sports show in the world. And bottom line is this. Was there a pass interference on the final play? The answer is yes. Suck it up, Ole Miss. I don't know what else to tell you. You can yell and scream about it all you want. You're not going to go back in time and change the call. And if you want to get nitpicky on officiating calls, well, then the 2 calls against Miami, the targeting call and the pass interference call at the end of the game, were both bogus calls. So I guess it evened out. But stop your bitching and moaning. Stop your complaining. Stop your crying. Oh, look at the video. Oh, slow it down. Oh, he's got his hand. It's on his jersey. He does. He does. But on a Hail Mary play, you cannot ask the referees to make that call in that spot. Congratulations to Miami. Ole Miss start again next year with a brand new head coach.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, Lane Kiffin, why don't you cut it out online with the histrionics?
Yes.
You don't care about those players. You know how we know? Because you could have been coaching them. You chose not to.
Correct.
This is the real reason he was mad about that pass interference call, and he had that terrible gift with the broken heart. The real reason. Because, I'll tell you why. Because LSU is paying him the playoff share. So the further Ole Miss went, the more money he makes. He was rooting for his pocketbook.
Yes.
He was not rooting for the kids.
I'm glad
because
you
he
said
doesn't
that.
care about those kids. Lane only cares about one person on earth. Lane.
And I'll tell you this. It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
If they had gotten to the championship game, it was another $500,000 paid to Lane Kiffin. That was part of his exit deal. And if they won the championship, I think, it was another $500,000 because he got $500,000 for getting to last night's game. And I think each stage of the way, it was another $500,000.
Right.
So yes, Lane Kiffin going crazy about the pass interference non-call, about Ole Miss not winning the game, and all the stuff that comes with it. That ain't got nothing to do but Lane Kiffin's bank account.
That's all he cares
I was
about.
counting on another $500K, and now I'm not getting it. Lane Kiffin, who I think is a great head coach and is going to be very successful at LSU, you could not be more right. Lane Kiffin cares about Lane Kiffin, and that's it.
That's it.
Period. Stop.
Yes. To that point, he flipped a former 5-star from Tennessee to him today.
Yeah.
So he's going to be successful.
He's going to have a good team, and he's going to win a lot of games.
But
he's a great coach.
Right, but he only looks out for himself.
By the way, since we have time, I run college football. Let me just give you one more college football thing.
Yeah.
Are you? I never heard of this before, so I'm not going to claim I'm an expert on it. I'm certainly not. But apparently, there's something in college football called the Manning Award. Have you heard about this?
I have heard.
I'd never heard of it.
I had heard of it.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's ever won it.
Yeah.
I'm not. It's not
So,
prestigious, is it?
The Manning Award is now being given out to the best quarterback in college football. That guy wins the Manning Award. So it's not like running backs and defensive players and quarterbacks, which is what the Heisman's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The Manning Award is now the best quarterback in college football, and obviously Peyton Manning and Eli Manning, they dictate who wins the Manning Award because it's named after them.
Okay, so that means that there is going to either be for Mendoza, maybe Pavia, who finished second in the Heisman.
Yep, that's right.
He had a decent bowl game.
That's right.
The Oregon quarterback,
Chambliss.
Dante Moore, right? Chambliss was dynamic.
Yep.
Hell, even Beck has been really good overall this season and played well
By the way,
enough.
I think if those were the finalists, I think you and I would sit here and say, makes sense. We wouldn't argue with them being the finalists. And then obviously, once you get to your finalists, you'll pick your favorite guy.
Yeah.
Guess who's going to win the award?
Well,
Guess
who?
who the-
I
guess who
thought
the
we
winner
already
is.
named. We already named who's going to win it.
No, it's the Manning Award. It's named after the Manning family.
They can't do this.
They get to dictate who wins the
No.
award.
They're not going to actually do this.
The winner of this year's Manning Award was Arch Manning.
Get the hell out of here. What are we doing? What are we doing? He beat a Michigan team in the bowl game that's in complete disarray.
Yeah, he's the best quarterback in college football.
Yeah, he had a good bowl game.
And nobody think this. And by the way, they made the point since he won the award. They made the point of saying the award includes bowl game performances as well.
Well, yeah, but look who he played.
Yeah.
Michigan's in complete disarray. You got a coach who was literally got felony charges.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's coach. It was mugshot.
That's right.
Let's go out there and focus on football.
So all you need to know is this. The Manning Award doesn't mean a damn thing. No one cares about it. No one wants to win it. And the fact that Arch Manning even was a finalist for it, let alone wins the award, tells you that award is no better than the Pulse of the People Award, which I won 7 times
Congratulations.
here in New York City.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. For Gazy. Ugh.
Let's play a little buy or sell. I think it's pretty evident that despite being one of the best tight ends in the history of the NFL, Travis Kelce's play and physicality and everything, with all due respect, took a big step back. This was easily his worst physical season of all. He just didn't look like himself. Travis Kelce will retire after the season. Buy or sell?
Yeah, I'm probably 60-40 on this that he retires. The only thing I'd say that maybe he returns is because he doesn't want to end the way it ended, not making the playoffs and that sort of thing. But let's just say for Giggles, at Mahomes, he isn't going to be ready for September or October. And unless they get a really good veteran quarterback, maybe he doesn't want to deal with that either. Go through a training camp and he may not make the playoffs either next year. So I'm probably 60-40. I think he's done. Too bad. Hall of Fame career. I guess good luck with Travis Swift and your podcast with Jason.
I'm buying this. Andy Reid addressing this question this week. Why? He could have just deferred and said, I don't know, we'll see. Fully answered the question about this maybe being his last game. What does that tell you? He knows. Everybody knows. I'm not 60-40, 90-10. I'm on buy. Bo Nix versus Caleb Williams. You'd rather have Nix over Caleb Williams in a dynasty league.
That's a tough one. I think I'm going to go Caleb here, mainly because he has more running ability than Nix. I think he'll also stay healthier than Nix. I might like his receivers more as well. He's got a Dunze. He's got you got DJ Moore. You got the good tight ends here. Probably do lean towards Williams here. Not by a hell of a lot. It wouldn't be an easiest choice here, but I'm going to go with Caleb Williams here.
I would agree. It's not that I think that Ben Johnson is a better coach than Sean Payton. I think Ben Johnson is better for Caleb Williams than Sean Payton will be for Bo Nix. I think running is going to be a big part of what Denver does in the future. So there you go. I'll sell.
Fantasy Sports Today. Friday, starting at 3 p.m. Only on SportsGrid.
Speaking of awards, now that you're back with us here on the Craig Carton Show, and the fact that Arch Manning's a finalist for the Manning Award, which is a comical at best and shows that the award's not worth the paper it's written on, I did notice that the New York Jets, my beloved New York Jets, are bragging about a little something yesterday online. And a buddy of mine said, hey, did you see the Jets announce that they did something that has not been done for the last couple of years in the NFL, and they're actually promoting and touting their success in one particular area? And I said, come on, man. Like, I was born, but I wasn't born yesterday, and I'm fully AI functional and literate. I know a dumb story when I see one. I know a fake story when I see one. And everybody goes, no, not AI, not fake, not jockstrap sports, none of that stuff. A real story. And I did a little research on it, Tyrone. The New York Jets announced yesterday, and frankly, were bragging about the fact that they are the first and only team since 2023, so 2 years. But I guess when you're the Jets, you got to grab onto anything you got. Yeah. That's positive and good. They're the first and only team since 2023 to start the same 5 offensive linemen for all 17 games. There it is right there. Look at that. Now,
what the hell does that get you? What does that get you? What does that get you?
Yeah, well, it gets you mocked is what it gets you.
I mean, what the hell is that?
When you're a 3-win football team, when you have a head coach that nobody wants back, when you don't have a legitimate quarterback on your roster, when you traded your 2 best, or arguably your 2 best defensive players.
You did.
When your coach hates the media, when the fan base hates the coach, when in a year of great coaching talent being available, you decide we're sticking with the guy that won 3 games because we don't want to pay 2 coaches at the same time anymore. This is what you do. You grasp at straws. You grasp at pathetic things to try to pump yourselves up when there's nothing really good to say. This, to me, is the perfect example of what's wrong with the New York Jets. The New York Jets, if it was up to me, and I was in charge of their media planning and social media planning, I would disappear for a while.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be in the news cycle at all. I wouldn't have a press conference. I wouldn't do interviews.
Right.
I would try to make it easier for people to forget that I exist. And then, if I get a great quarterback in the draft, with Dante Moore or whoever it might be, if I have a couple great picks that I'm proud of and I want to promote, then I say, hey, everybody, I'm back. Took a little break. But the fact that the Jets are trying to get positive attention for something that no Jet fan cares about or wants to hear about is everything wrong and tone deaf with the New York Jets.
And the other part is nobody would care in any city about this unless somehow that offensive line was the reason they won a bunch of games.
Or, hey, guess what? The Super Bowl champion Jets are sending their entire offensive line to the Pro Bowl.
Well, there you go.
Woo!
Yeah, wow, that's tremendous. They were the 1 seed. They dominated. They played really great. You know what? The Jets, will they be bad forever? No, the reason I say that is I remember as a kid, Al Toon, who ended up having to retire because of concussions. I remember that.
Terrible concussions.
And I remember, though, the Jets weren't good. And, like, is this something that's going to last forever? And the reason I say that is, who's in charge that allows that? They could maybe have tweeted they're going to change coaching staffs. They're going to change some of the staff.
Yeah, some coordinators and whatnot.
When they hire a coordinator, you can send a tweet with the photo of the coordinator.
Yeah, or if that coordinator won a Super Bowl, let's meet the guy.
Right. That's what I'm saying. If he's a real coordinator, you can do that. But to send this out means that's somebody who's a penny pincher going, we're paying these social media guys. Yeah. They're going to tweet something as if that makes a difference. Will they ever win the Jets? I really mean it. When you're that level of incompetent, can you ever dig out with this ownership? Ever?
I honestly, I think you can. Like a squirrel finds a nut.
Okay.
So I think you could have that one random year where just things go your way.
Okay.
You get a lot of turnovers. You win 1-score games. The ball bounces right for you for whatever the reason might be.
Rex Grossman with the Bears. They made it to a Super Bowl.
Rex Ryan with the Jets.
There you go, right.
Back-to-back years.
Yeah.
So I do think we can have the anomaly.
Okay.
But I think it's an anomaly. I do not think in my lifetime I'm going to see, I don't want to be greedy about it, a decade of success. I do not think that's going to happen. And I'm a young guy. I'm only 27. I know I've aged a bit. It is what it is.
You're talking about college kids early. You started slinging it at 5.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to have a 10-year run where I'm proud of my football team, where tickets are hard to come by, where I'm in the conversation for the playoffs or, God forbid, a Super Bowl over a 10-year span. I think there's going to be a random year here and there where I'm a wild card team. Maybe I even win one playoff game, and we're like, yeah, here come the Jets. And then I think we revert back to what we are. I think at times, you have to understand, like when you look in the mirror, you are what you are. Right?
Yeah.
And I think I'm with you on that. It's a great question. The New York Jets are the New York Jets, and I think they will always be the New York Jets, and that's not a good thing, sadly. And this is a great example of the New York Jets, and how many different guys and gals work in that organization.
Right.
Seemingly, very few or none of them understand why that's comical. Shame on me.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
They have one more win than Chicago, and they literally beat Chicago in Week 17, and yet the Niners are on the road and the Bears are at home. Why? Because of an outdated rule that says, well, winning your division is the holy grail. Rewarding an 8-win division winner with a home playoff game is like giving the corner office to the guy who won the office fantasy pool instead of the guy who actually closed the accounts all year.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Great to have you. Tyron Johnson here as well. Obviously, you got a college football game tonight. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get the same kind of action we got last night. I think Tyron's got a pick in that game a little bit later on.
I do.
I'm assuming it's Indiana, but we'll find out in about 20 minutes or so. A little NFL, though. Broncos get the bye. Let's go through some of these games. I have a couple random opinions and thoughts on each game, okay?
Mm-hmm.
We should probably do it chronologically.
Yeah.
I think that's the best way to do it.
You start with Saturday.
They did not give it to me chronologically. It's all right. I got it. No worries.
Yes. So the first game is.
I can see it. I got cataract surgery.
Oh, you can see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, go ahead.
2 months ago, I couldn't see that.
Yeah.
But at 27, I got cataract surgery early.
27.
Just in case my eyes went bad. So it looks like the first game, 4:30 tomorrow, is the LA Rams.
That is correct.
And it looks like they're going to be playing against the Oompa Loompas in Carolina.
Yes.
Yeah, this is
a
one of the-
rematch. This game's a rematch.
By the way, you know people are upset that like James Madison and Tulane were in the college football playoff?
Uh-huh.
That's like Carolina. Being in the NFL playoffs.
With the home game. With the home
it's
game.
like, what are they doing here?
Right. With the home game.
And by the way, real quick, all you Notre Dame bitches cried and complaining about what Miami
should be in.
Miami didn't deserve to be in.
Yeah, you sure?
Oh, you should have picked us over Miami. Miami's in the finals, my man. So zip your lip.
That's right.
They're probably going to bleep out bitches, but that's just the way that goes.
Yeah.
Nada, you guys have bleeped out bitches many times on this show. In any event, Carolina is like the James Madison of the NFL wildcard round, right?
Yes.
Rams are double-digit point favorites on the road against Carolina. Carolina's not a good team. Carolina had a good season. Carolina did something I've not seen a lot of teams ever do.
What's that?
And I think they did it, correct me if I'm wrong, over the last 7 weeks of the season.
Okay.
It might be 8. You have to fact check me on that.
Uh-huh.
They went win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. They didn't have 2 consecutive losses in the second half of the season, and they did not have 2 consecutive wins. Can you fact check me on that?
Yeah, it's unfortunately.
I got that right.
No,
How about that?
No.
Once again, the master gets it right.
No.
That's right.
It went win-loss.
Bang.
Win-loss.
A bang.
Win-loss.
Bang.
Win-loss.
That's it. That's 8 games.
No, it's not. No, let me finish. Win.
9
loss,
games.
loss.
All right, so they were 9 straight games. Win, loss, win, loss.
All right, but the last 2 they lost, so
Yeah,
it didn't go all the way through. The last 2 they lost. What do you mean to do?
I got
I'm looking
that
at you,
right.
and you say fact check me.
I got
And
that
then
right.
You did.
I said they did it 7 or 8 times. They did
You
it 8
said
times.
to end the season. They didn't do it to end the season because they lost the last 2.
They got pretty close to ending the season with it.
Yeah, they were inconsistent.
Amelia Badil, you don't take
But
what
one
I
of
say
the wins
literally.
along that way was a win over the Rams.
Yeah, that's
in that
right.
same building.
They scored
They
like
beat-
30 points against them.
Yes, 31-28 because he kept throwing it to the other team.
That's right. Matthew Stafford had like 5 interceptions.
He had a record going of
And
the number of touchdowns without an interception.
And I think he had a couple interceptions in the red zone,
He
too.
did.
And one went like 90 yards back.
He did.
Yeah, this is a 40-3 blowout is what this is. Like, I know a lot of you Bryce Young supporters are all excited and you think I got proven wrong that Bryce Young's a real quarterback. He's not. Bryce Young is a little guy trying to play quarterback with men. He's a cute little story that Disney will probably do some kind of animated film about years later.
Why? Because he was the first pick in the draft.
It'll be like
he's not an underdog. He went to Alabama as the first pick in the draft.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
But it'll be like Moana 7, the Bryce Young story.
This number 1 high school quarterback that ended up being the number 1 pick, but was short. Like that's the whole story.
The Rock will be singing on the beaches.
Oh, probably will.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Look, this is a non-starter for Carolina. They're a cute little story. Yeah, they are. They're like
the coach is good.
I hate to say this, but like when you watch a high school game, and they bring the one kid out of the court that's not really on the team, but the community's kind of rallied around him.
Yeah,
that's what Carolina is. It's like a cute little story. Like you watch on TikTok, you might even shed a tear when you see the backstory about Carolina. I think the Rams are all over Carolina. I know you're going to give your picks, so if you want to withhold some opinion on that, feel free. But that's the 4:30 game on Saturday. The late game, the 8 o'clock game on Saturday, which is on Amazon, I think. So you can't watch it. If you don't have the internet at home, you can't watch this game. Green Bay at Chicago.
Yeah.
There's a crazy stat that I saw that Chicago has not beaten Green Bay in a playoff game since the Pearl Harbor attacks.
Well, wow.
How about that?
That's sad.
Also, it means that there were playoffs in December back in the 1940s, which I guess makes sense. There are fewer teams, right?
I think that was still 12 games. Then it went to 14.
Yeah, so in any event,
16. Yeah.
It has been 75, 76, 77, 70, whatever it is, years since Chicago beat Green Bay in a playoff game, and now they've got them in Chicago against a banged-up Green Bay team.
Odd thing, Packers favored on the road.
As they should be.
Well, but why?
Because Chicago, go ahead.
Same division.
Yeah.
The Bears had a better season. They won that division. That's why the game's home.
Yeah, it's like Green Bay's favored.
Green Bay is favored on the road. So that's something to it's telling me a little something there with everything you laid out there, yet they're still favored in Chicago.
I hate to say this because it's gonna offend people that love Jordan Love and think he's like a legitimate franchise quarterback. And I don't know, maybe when he's healthy, he's pretty close to being one. There are times he throws balls like, man, that guy can play quarterback.
Yeah.
And then there's times you're like, that dude can't play quarterback. But if the Green Bay Packers are favored, that must mean that Malik Willis is playing.
See, that's a cold shot. Malik Willis will be somebody starting next year regardless. And whether it's the Packers or somewhere, Malik Willis is done being a backup.
I think Malik Willis is starting this game.
Well, listen.
By the way, it makes no sense at all for the Green Bay Packers to be favored in this game.
Right.
If the game is in Green Bay, even then I'd say a point?
Right, the Bears have been better.
Just out of respect?
Right, the Bears have been better all year.
Yeah, the Chicago Bears are a better football team.
So that's something. That's telling me something.
All right, so let's go to Sunday's games. This is the What's Your Excuse Now game.
Yep.
The Buffalo Bills have to travel to Jacksonville, play the Jaguars.
That tough home field at Jacksonville.
And remember, no Travis Hunter, so give Jacksonville credit. They got to the playoffs without their number 1 pick, second overall in the draft. Look, Trevor Lawrence.
He's playing well.
He's playing probably the best football of his career. But again, to me, this postseason, the AFC is all about what's the excuse now. This should be the coronation of Josh Allen's greatness as a quarterback. And the fact that the Buffalo Bills are on the road against Jacksonville, the one thing you're going to hear if Jacksonville wins, and it's already printed up. It's like those planned protesters come with signs already written for them, right? It is already going to be written that it's not Josh's fault. He doesn't have enough talent around him. Josh Allen is very quickly becoming the LeBron James of the NFL. Never his fault. Not enough talent around him. Can't expect Josh to do everything. Josh is a great quarterback, one of the 3 best quarterbacks for my money in the NFL. But there's no Patrick Mahomes. There's no Lamar Jackson. There's no smoking on that Joe Burrow. This has to be the coronation of Josh Allen as the best quarterback in the AFC. And that means you don't have to win the Super Bowl. You got to get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
No excuses.
Yeah, if the NFC team's better, then so be it. The one thing I've seen out there where people are saying that the Bills' run defense is so poor that Allen won't have the ball enough to possibly win.
Again, but they're already building an excuse.
Oh, yeah,
right?
that's out
So
there.
I'll tell you this. If Josh Allen gets, let's just give you a good round number. Let's say the Bills' offense has 10 possessions. Okay?
Okay.
Based on Jacksonville's ability to run the ball and control the clock, okay?
Yeah.
If the Buffalo Bills offense has 10 legitimate possessions, they got to score 30 points.
Yes.
Right?
That's the path.
You got a great running back in Cook.
You do have a 1,000-yard receiver in Diggs.
One of the best running backs in football this year.
He had the
over
rushing
1,500
title.
yards.
Right, he had the rushing
That's
title.
right. You've got the all-world quarterback. You've got a 1,000-yard receiver. You've got good tight ends.
And you're outside of Buffalo, so the weather
Go
won't
score
be as
30
much of a-
points.
Yeah, it won't be nearly as much of a factor in Jacksonville.
The middle game, of course, the game you're most interested in the city of brotherly love. Eagles at home against the San Francisco 49ers. And this is going to be, how bad is the Eagles offense?
Yep.
We know the Eagles defense will be the best unit on the field. I buy that.
Yep.
I buy into that. Obviously, San Francisco's offense did have a good 3-4 week run with 30-plus points a game, and then came back down to earth a little bit. They're a turnover machine, and on defense, they don't tackle very well. This, to me, is a complete toss-up. If you told me you liked one team over the other, I have no argument for you. Let's take a quick break. We'll finish with the Sunday night game and the Monday game right after this.
It's going to open up Pandora's box. But I will say this. I do believe players that sign now, like Najee, should not be eligible now, but should have to sit out and come back in next year. It's just a slippery slope. And I agree with people like Tom Izzo. I don't like it at all.
College basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Giants fan, and neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Luke, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Hi, welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. One more thought on last night's Miami game, if I can.
Yeah.
So this kid, Tony, who's one of the great freshmen in all football, one of the great football players, I think, in the country, on display again last night. So I was doing a little research into the kid. He reclassified. He really should be a senior in high school right now. He's 17 years old, and he's a rock star, right? A couple more years from now, he'll be eligible for the NFL draft.
Yeah.
And he'll be a first-round draft pick, barring injury. Kid's money good, right? When he was 11 years old, so that's, what about fourth grade, right? Third grade, fourth grade?
Fifth, you turned 11 in fifth grade.
Okay,
normally.
so elementary school,
Yeah.
no matter how we cut it, right? When he was in elementary school, Carson Beck was a freshman in college. Like, let that sink in. The star receiver for Miami last night, catching footballs from his seventh year quarterback, was in elementary school when his quarterback was a freshman in college. You know, and you know what that's called?
What's that?
Well, according to Bill Belichick, that's called good luck.
I mean, that's a cold shot on this kid. Listen, you know, when I was younger, there was people that told me, if you can, stay in college as long as you can. Because it's the best time of your life.
Especially now that you get paid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like Carson Beck's making like $4 million.
Yeah, to go. And they gave him a Lamborghini truck.
Yeah.
And a Lamborghini truck.
And he's dating that Instagram whore, Bella Danger.
Is that who he's dating now?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's who he's dating?
I mean, yeah. She's.
He was dating one of those twins before.
Yeah, the Cavendish twins.
He was dating one of them.
By the way, overrated.
You think?
Yeah. Like Livy Dunn, cute. Cavendish girls, not that cute.
You know they've both recently enhanced. They put it online.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, so you might like them more now.
They got bigger calves?
No, that's not where they enhanced.
Oh, they got the butt lift, the Brazilian butt, the BBL?
Nope, they went traditional with their enhancements.
They went
old school.
With the lips.
No, old school.
They got the lips?
Lips are new.
Oh. They got the boobs done?
That's right. Both
But I
of them.
those they play basketball.
Well, they
You
played.
can't have big boobs and play basketball.
They played basketball.
You got to strap them down.
Man, they're done.
I thought they're done?
Yeah, those girls are 25 themselves or something. Yeah, they were in college 100 years. They transferred to like a bunch of schools. They signed with the WWE unsigned. Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Can you wrestle with big boobs?
Yeah.
I think you got to strap them down.
No. You wrestle.
Yeah.
No. You haven't seen.
You know.
The Nikki Bella girl bought them. She
got to
wrestles.
strap them bad boys down.
False.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair, they popped in the ring. True story.
Yeah?
Popped in the ring.
All right. Anyway, that's who Beck is dating. That's how old his best wide receiver was when he started in college.
That's tough.
All right, let's go back to the NFL.
Yeah.
All right, so Philly, San Francisco. Eagles are 4.5-point favorites at home against San Francisco. My question to you, because I know you're going to pick that game coming up in about 5 or 6 minutes. Do you believe that the Eagles' offense is suddenly going to wake up and play the way they played last year?
No.
You do not?
No, but the but is, with that is, Lane Johnson should be back, which makes a huge difference.
Yep.
And the 31st ranked run defense
Yeah.
is San Francisco. They should be able to run not like last year, but better than they have. And if Saquon's running the ball, the offense will move the ball enough with A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith.
And separate from that, do you have any interest at all in Mike McDaniels being your offensive coordinator next year?
I want them to bring him in as a consultant now.
For the playoff run.
For the playoff run, and then hire, yes.
Maybe see the offense through different eyes, that kind of thing?
Absolutely. They did it with defense the Super Bowl year. They did it with their current defensive coordinator. He ended up going to Miami because of the lies from John Gannon. So, yes, I have a lot of interest in it. In fact, he's my number one choice, even over Kingsbury, because...
So, keep Sirianni, either get McDaniel or Cliff Kingsbury.
Can't get Kingsbury. Apparently, Kingsbury wants to always bring his own staff. The offensive line coach, Stoutland, stays. Kingsbury will not want to keep him, so he's out.
Okay.
Stoutland's that important.
All right, let's go to the Sunday night game. Sunday night game, the 7-seed Chargers against the 2-seed Patriots.
Yeah.
Patriots at home. Field goal favorite, 3.5 right now against the Chargers. And look, this is, to me... This is either going to be the coronation of Drake May as a legitimate franchise quarterback in the biggest game of his life, playoff game at home, obviously, sold out of Foxborough, or it's going to be it's about time game that Justin Herbert gets his first playoff win.
Right.
I think it's a toss-up. I think whichever team runs the ball better probably wins the game. But Justin Herbert has pressure on his shoulders because he has not yet won a playoff game. And again, kind of like Josh Allen getting to a Super Bowl, for Justin Herbert, what's the excuse going to be now that you didn't win a playoff game?
I mean, Jalen Hurts has a Super Bowl. Same draft. Joe Burrow's been to a Super Bowl already. Same draft. You have guys who are a lot more accomplished than, not a little bit more, a lot more. It's more of a must-win for him. Way more of a must-win for him.
100%. I agree.
Yeah, so this could be interesting. Like, it's going to be fascinating.
And here's the thing. This is the second game all year that the Patriots will play against an opponent with a winning record.
Right.
And I know they hate that. I'm sure they're using that on the bulletin board. Patriots are overrated. Patriots had the easiest schedule of any playoff team in a long time, on and on and on. This is the game where the Patriots can shut everybody up, right? If you're the Patriots and you're tired of hearing about, we haven't played anybody, we have an easy schedule, only one win against a winning team, this is the game to say, how you like me now? Yeah. It's actually called the How You Like Me Now Bowl.
Well, I like that. That's a good
what it's called.
Yeah, and what's funny is the number one thing that's going to affect Herbert is whether or not they can run the ball. Because that's how it goes. When they run, he wins. When they can't, they don't. He gets a lot of yards, but they don't win.
They're a decent running team, by the way.
Right, but will they be able to run on the road there? Usually running games travel.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Now, before we take a break, and then we'll come back with Tyrone's picks and get you ready for all that, I just want to give you a little programming note. Download the podcast, subscribe to the podcast, comment on the podcast. If you guys are big rodeo guys, we did an exclusive one-on-one interview with two of the biggest stars in the PBR. Oh, cool. So that's up right now. You can go check that out.
They're at Madison Square Garden this weekend, and you already talked to them on the podcast.
Yep, sold out Madison Square Garden. That's Dalen Schwingzing, and you can check him out. And he and one of the other guys joined us yesterday. So that's on the podcast right now. Also, check out the YouTube channel. Make sure you start downloading and subscribing for all the YouTube comment, including the short videos we have as well. One quick note, and I'm sure I'll do this later today as well. Everyone went crazy when Mike McDaniels got fired, thinking that Harbaugh was going there.
Yeah.
And I'll expand upon this, obviously, later on. But here's a little ditty about Stephen Ross and the Harbaughs that nobody knows and no one else has talked about. And I feel I owe it to this audience to say the story here first, okay? There's a thought process out there that Stephen Ross is still very close with Jim Harbaugh, and because of that relationship, it's a no-brainer that John Harbaugh goes to Miami. Here's a news flash for you. Stephen Ross and Jim Harbaugh don't like each other. They don't speak to each other. They don't have a relationship. And Stephen Ross wants to stay as far as possible away from the Harbaughs. So the notion that he's in love with the Harbaugh family is not factual or accurate.
OK Dubs has to go back to his roots. I'm not a Jets fan. I'm not a Giants fan. And neither one of those teams even play in New York. But I'm a New Yorker through and through, despite where my mail gets sent. And I will not stand for the Jets to be dragged through the mud in this way. Not going to happen. So Dante Moore, if you do leave, you should be so lucky to fly the plane.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Who are we looking at? We're looking at SGA because of his availability and consistency. It's Jalen Brunson doing his usage and his leadership. It's Jaylen Brown for how they're playing. It's Cade Cunningham because Detroit's in the top of the East. The MVP talk is going to be wild, and it'll be interesting to watch. MVPs just don't dominate. They survive the season.
Pro basketball today, only on SportsGrid.
Maybe the fact was that the kicker just blew a 44-yard field goal. Now, by the way, I feel horrible for this kid, Tyler Loop, who made every single field goal this season 44 yards or less. But the extra point that was missed just before that by Chris Boswell was the only extra point that he missed all season long. So did they bless that same holy water when Boswell missed the extra point? Come on, guys. Let's get it.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
The Steelers get their touchdown, and they miss the extra point. It was Lamar Jackson who made the plays to get the Ravens into what should have been easy field goal territory. So explain to me how in the world we can look at last night's game as, well, there you go, can't trust Lamar Jackson.
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Okay, we're back. It's the Craig Carton Show. Good to have you here. I was just drinking some pure, unadulterated Bonnet Mamami honey.
Oh,
so
there
there
you
you go. Now, here's the question. Is it
So-
really honey, though?
Of course
You think
it
it's
is.
really honey?
Yeah.
It
At
is.
this level of establishment,
By
of
the way,
course
there's
it
a
is.
lot of times you eat honey. It's not just honey.
Yeah, but not if you
I'm
go
gonna
to.
tell you
I
right
go to the
now-
real places.
I'm going to tell you right now, if this restaurant quality honey is actually honey that I've been slurping on all morning, and the answer is yes.
Of course it is.
Nice.
We don't, you think we
They
run
get it
like
from- they get
a
it from-
funny shop?
We
We
get it
it's
from
a real
French
shop.
bees. French bees.
Oh, the French bees. That's only
Yeah.
the finest bees.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
They get wine drunk, and then
Put that
they
on
go
a
and
baguette.
they get that honey. That's
All right,
right.
before Tyro gives you his picks, they've asked us to put ourselves on the line here. I don't mind doing that. And give you our Super Bowl matchup since the NFL playoffs start tomorrow. And I don't gamble, of course, so there's nothing at risk of this. So I'm going to give you mine. Tyrone will give you his.
Okay.
And then Tyrone will give you his picks for the weekend. Okay, fair enough?
Sure.
So my AFC champion. And in the Super Bowl this year, I've been on them before anyone was on them. And I'm on them all the time.
Yeah.
I love being on them.
Okay.
All right? Love being on top.
On top.
Oh, yeah. Love being on top.
So not a bottom.
That's right. Not a bottom.
Not
on
a
top.
bottom. Up top.
That's right.
All right.
Your AFC champions.
Uh-huh.
We can sing a song together. Houston Texans, Houston Texans, Houston Texans all the way. Hey, hey.
That's a real song?
Yeah, or it used to be Houston Oilers, but I changed it because it's still
okay.
Houston.
No,
right?
because I like Dean Martin's Houston's song better.
There you go. Houston Texans in the Super Bowl for the AFC.
All right.
All right?
That's fine.
All right.
Fine choice.
They start off with a beatdown against the Pittsburgh Steelers. I guess we didn't do that game in our little
It's the Monday game.
oh, because it's Monday night.
Monday.
Right.
We'll talk about that game on Monday.
Anyhow, clearly Pittsburgh's not going to win that game. I have the Houston Texans going in the AFC. In the NFC, this team has kind of been like a stock, up and down, up and down, up and down. But I still think when it's all said and done, they've got the right quarterback, they've got the right coach. They get their second best receiver back who led the league in touchdowns this year on the third different team he's done that with, which I think is an NFL record. I think the LA Rams are going back to the Super Bowl, and I think we are looking at a Houston LA Super Bowl in San Francisco.
That'll be fun for you. I mean, I have Patriots Eagles, but I think that's a good choices you make.
Who's your picks?
Patriots Eagles.
You have the Patriots
Yeah, that's right.
and the Eagles, a
That's right.
rematch of the Jacksonville Super Bowl.
Right. At this time, they're not going to take practice, though, and cheat.
Well, maybe this time your quarterback won't throw up in the huddle.
Well,
How about that?
this quarterback's not going to do that.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I've seen this quarterback
Yeah.
in two other Super Bowls.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't do that. I don't
He
think
doesn't
he's ever
throw up on his
I
sideline?
don't think he throws up.
Okay.
Period.
I don't think he does a lot of anything.
Fought off a stomach virus like it was nothing.
All right. So Tyrone's got New England and Philly.
Yeah.
I've got Houston and LA. So 4 different teams. So that'll be exciting as we go through January and the playoffs here on the show. But it's time now for Tyrone's picks. What we said to Tyrone is, tell us what your favorite picks are.
Yeah.
But we want you to pick every NFL game
Yes.
just to see what your record is. We are not encouraging you to wager on every NFL game. That is fool's gold. That is a guaranteed way to lose money. Bet at your own risk, bet responsibly, and make it recreational, nothing more. You cannot make a living gambling. And with that, Tyrone Johnson.
Yes, let's start with the college and the 2 Saturday games first.
Love it.
Tonight, in the rematch, I like Oregon plus the 3.5 versus Indiana, in large part because of this. The first game got away from Oregon, but they had a lot of injuries. Teams get better. It's a long season. I don't know if they'll definitely win, but I like them plus the 3.5. That extra high point helps me. I like them against Indiana tonight.
Indiana's the 1 seed, obviously.
Yes.
And the winner gets Miami a week from Monday.
Yes. I disagree with you on this first Saturday game. 10.5 points is too many points on the road. I like the Panthers plus the 10.5 versus the Rams. I don't think they're going to win, but 10.5 is a lot of points.
Yeah.
On that one. And then
That might be the biggest home underdog in the playoffs in a long time.
In a long time.
Yeah.
10.5, so many points. And then in that game, I think the Packers are going to go on the road. I like them minus the 1.5 at the Bears. The line is just screaming, take the Packers. It just
It's
is.
the old thing where it worked last week when you're looking at games saying, why is that team favored on the road? Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make any sense.
That's one of those games. So I'm with you.
That's where I go. All right, let's go over to the Sunday games. The first game, I like the Jaguars plus the 1.5 versus the Bills. I think they're going to win the game. I think the Bills have Harbaugh as their coach by Wednesday.
Wow.
Got Harbaugh as the Bills
so
coach by Wednesday.
Josh Allen, a first-round elimination. Sean McDermott gets fired, and John Harbaugh is the Bills' new head coach.
By Wednesday.
Okay.
I like the Eagles, minus 4.5
Of
versus
course
the
you
49ers.
do, you homer.
Beyond that, it's because of the running game.
Homer.
Mainly, and also Jalen
Homer.
Hurts is that guy.
Yeah.
And the
Homer.
last game.
Just remember this. San Fran's got playoff revenge on their minds.
Oh, no.
Remember that.
I'm very afraid. And I like the Patriots, minus 3.5 versus the Chargers. I think that might have a chance of being a blowout, and now people will be questioning Herbert.
I wish you the best of luck. I hope all your games are winners. Have yourselves a great weekend. We'll see you Monday morning at 11 right here on The Craig Carton Show.